Hello friends, it's Meg, and today I wanted to share with you 23 life tips as a newly 23-year-old. It was actually my birthday this month, and in honor of that, I wanted to create this video. These tips are in no particular order whatsoever, so let's just jump right into it. Number 1, breathe. Not everything is as serious as you think it is, and it might feel like a death or life situation, but most times it's really not. So breathe. It'll be okay. Number 2, don't compare yourself to other people. Everyone is on their own path and in their own timeline, so there's no point in comparing yourself to other people because you guys are born in different circumstances, you guys have different upbringings, you have different backgrounds. No two people are the same, so there's no point in comparing yourself to other people, so don't. Number 3, it's okay to ask for help. This one took me forever to learn, but yeah, it's okay to ask for help. As people, we are not built to handle everything on our own. 4, not everyone is going to stay in your life, and that's okay. And just because they don't stay in your life doesn't necessarily mean that anyone is at fault or that there's any kind of bad blood. Sometimes people just don't have anything in common anymore, or their life paths just intersect for a moment and then move on, so don't think too much about it, and remember that it's totally okay and totally normal. 5, practice self-compassion, and I mean practice it, because it's not something that comes very easily to a lot of people, and it's something that you really have to train. 6, don't take things for granted like your mother's cooking. I miss it so much now that I live abroad alone. I miss my mom's food. 7, trust your gut. 99.9% of the time, your gut is right. It could be about people, it could be about opportunities, it could be about events, whatever. Your gut usually knows what you actually want and what you need. Number 8, learn to say no. No to things that don't serve you, no to things that are just going to drain you, no to friendships that aren't, reciprocated, no to unrealistic workloads, no to people who want your number but you're not interested. Learn to say no. It's just much better that way. 9, break things into bite-sized chunks. I get overwhelmed really easily, and I found that being able to break things down is immensely helpful when you're overwhelmed, because a lot of times you're overwhelmed because you're looking at like 5-10 steps ahead of you, when in reality what you need to focus on is the first step right in front of you. Number 10, start therapy like yesterday, and if not yesterday, start today or whenever, as soon as possible. Therapy has helped me immensely, not just in regulating my mental health, but also just learn more about myself in ways that I probably wouldn't have been able to do on my own. And so even if you're not struggling with anything, I highly recommend going to therapy, because it's just a great way to learn more about yourself and develop yourself as a person. 11, value your creative outlets and make time for them. This is something I had to learn the hard way. I have a tendency to neglect my creative outlets because I prioritize work or school or other things, and I found that creativity is my life source. If I am not making things, if I am not expressing my creativity, I burn out really quickly. It's very important. It's vital, actually. 12, wear what you want. Nobody cares as much as you think that they do. You might think people will judge you for dressing a certain way, or judge you for, changing up your look. But really, nobody's looking that closely. And even if they are, they probably don't really care that much. Everybody is worried about themselves. So don't worry too much about what other people think of you. 13, actually take breaks. Like real breaks. And I talk about this a little bit in a video that I did previously. I'll link it up in the cards up above. But take real breaks, not just like fake breaks where you're like thinking about work, thinking about school, still like subconsciously working. No, none of that BS. Actually take a break. 14, share your burdens with your trusted friends, because as people, we're not built to handle things on our own. And even if they can't do anything about the situation that you're in or the burden that you're having to go through, just being able to talk to someone and being able to kind of vent is really helpful. 15, go outside even if you don't want to. Sometimes I really don't want to go outside, but it really helps when I go outside and take a little walk or sit in the sun, 16, you are not your accomplishments. Stop letting them define you. I'll leave it at that. It's very simple. 17, use your connections, use your advantages. They are a resource, not a cheat code or a crutch or anything like that. You are given what you are given, so use what you have. 18, protect your energy and your time. Not everything is worth your attention, and you have to be pretty strict and harsh when it comes to what you give your time to, what you give your energy to, because we are not infinite beings, we are finite beings. So protect your energy and time. 19, have a dance party when you want to. In your room, by yourself, just, start playing music and sing along and dance. I do this sometimes, and it just makes me happy. 20, you aren't going to vibe with everyone, and that's okay. Not everyone is going to be your friend. Not everyone is going to be that significant in your life, and that's okay. 21, friendship takes maintenance. So make sure that you're putting in the work and putting in the energy and time to maintain them, because when you're younger, your friends are more circumstantial. So you see them every day in school, and you don't have to put in the extra work to be like catching up with them and stuff like that. But when you're an adult, you have to really make time for your friendships and put in effort. So make sure that you're doing that with the people that you love. 22, learn your study style. The school system works for some people, but not for everyone. And so take the time to figure out what your learning style is and really, experiment with what works and what doesn't work for you, because it's really important when you enter higher education to know what works and what doesn't work for you, because you are responsible for the material that is being covered in class. And, if lectures don't work for you, you have to find another way to absorb that information. And finally, 23, learn to enjoy being alone. Being alone doesn't mean that you're lonely. And I think that's a really big differentiation you need to learn to make, because, it's actually quite fun to take yourself on dates and just wander the city by yourself, or, go shopping by yourself, or go have dinner by yourself, These are actually really important things to be able to do. And that's it. Those were my 23 life tips from a newly 23-year-old. I hope they were helpful to you. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.